What is up, everybody? Welcome here to Sunday Unfiltered Wrestling here on PGHChris TV with me, PGHChris. Today, you guys know the drill. 3 quick topics, make it around 15 minutes, and we get on with our Sunday afternoons. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, go to the YouTube, all that good stuff for more videos coming up this week. But you guys know it is our Sunday audio show, Unfiltered Wrestling, that is back now, and we're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna talk a little bit about Saturday night's main event from yesterday, redemption. Again, I'm not gonna go into detail about matches and all that. I'm just gonna tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, why, and you guys know the drill. Make sure to go subscribe to the Sports Jedi Media channel for all your pro wrestling stuff. Myself, Hoss, Kev, Jeff Littman, Mr. Thomas, everybody there contributing to the network. Again, PGHChris TV will be live soon once the football gears start to pop. But we're here talking about wrestling on a Sunday afternoon. Let's talk a little bit about last night's Saturday night's main event. Live from Madison Square Garden. Now, I knew this show going into it was going to be very catered to the New York fans, the New York Knicks. I mean, this was a slam dunk for WWE, and everybody to make sure that this show was a quote-unquote success. If you were a Knicks fan, if you were in the building, or you were just a New Yorker, this was for you. The show was not bad. I liked the 2 matches that we got. I liked Fatal Influence becoming your your women's tag team champions. That was much needed. Okay, they're finally looking dominant on the main roster. JC Jane probably should go for that WWE intern championship. I know her and Rhea have had the history before, but I liked Fatal Influence winning the tag team championship. SmackDown, again, they need the women's division strong on SmackDown. It's not too there yet. Fatal Influence, a lot of people are high on Fatal Influence, including myself. I know Lainey Reed, a lot of people weren't high on her when she came into NXT, including myself. But her and Fallon, I think they got the good moment yesterday. I think it was the right outcome. They see something in Fatal Influence, which is good. We're gonna now have to see what JC Jane does going forward. I think I don't want her to be the interim women's champion. I hate the interim shit. I think all that is stupid. But if this is a way to maybe get her in a big program, and then maybe her, get that intern status off her by beating Rhea Ripley, then that's cool. But good outcome, not a bad match. Again, Lyra and Bailey was a great match as well. This is why I'm telling you the positives, right? This is why I gave it a 7 out of 10, because I thought I liked the result of the tag team match, and I thought Lyra versus Bailey was very good. A lot of people wanted this match on SummerSlam, and I got shitted on online for telling people, hey, this match shouldn't be on SummerSlam. It's not that it wasn't worthy. It's this match would have gotten overshadowed at SummerSlam with everything else going on, including this new intern women's championship. You have Io versus Liv. This match would have been at the top of people's priority. I mean, people were barely into this match until like the beginning, when they saw Lyra bleed a little bit. When was the last time we had color on WWE, especially on a Saturday night's main event live on Peacock? It was good visuals. And the referees, yes, the referees are annoying. Look, I understand that you have to make sure that your wrestlers are safe inside the ring. Lyra, it looked like she did not want any of these referees checking up on her. She was in the moment. She probably had the adrenaline rush. It looked like she was a little annoyed with the referees, but the match was still very good. Again, the right winner won. I know a lot of people are, oh my God, Lyra wins. What's this mean for Bailey? Who knows? If she goes to AEW, I don't care. I obviously love it, so I Don't, I'm gonna fuck with it. Um, but yes, Lyra wins again. Great match, probably her best match of her main roster run, in my opinion. Um, and we'll see. Hopefully that feud is over. It's again, people. This girl tried to fucking tell me Val, which she literally lives one city over, and I will tell this to her face. Oh, we had to deal with the bloodline shit for 6 years. Why can't we deal with Lyra and Bailey? Is Lyra and Bailey making this company money? Has the bloodline been making this company money for the past 6 years? Okay, then shut the fuck up and stay in your lane. Now, let's get back to Saturday night's main event. The main event, quote unquote, tag team match between Sami Zayn and Gunther versus Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. This match didn't do a damn thing for me, ladies and gentlemen. Not a damn thing. Can we get a horn for that? There we go. That match did not do a damn thing for me. Um, it was a good match, but again, the animosity, and again, I'll talk about what happened after, but there's no animosity. It wasn't a can we coexist. Of course they can fucking coexist. They're best friends. There's no animosity between these guys in the match. There was nothing. The finish was Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis is the reason why this match had the finish where Nick Aldis gets the referee out of the ring and he causes Gunther the win. And Gunther takes which is ridiculous, by the way. You had Gunther take the fucking pin. You guys heard that. You guys heard that, right? I wanted to just play that little clip. Or for you guys to hear it, not play it. After the match is what everybody's talking about. Where CM Punk is trying to put the belt over his shoulder and the strap hits Cody Rhodes in the face. And everyone's talking about it. You can see he looked visibly pissed. Don't know. When I look at it back again, it looks very planned. I mean, they're very close to each other. Look, I don't think if somebody hits me with a strap to my face with the belt, yes, I'm going to be pissed in the moment, but it's like, how the fuck is that going to be the slow burn to Cody Rhodes turning heel? Everyone's like, oh my God, Cody Rhodes is turning heel. It's happening. It's happening. What indicated to you during that Cody Rhodes is turning heel? Other than he got accidentally hit in the face with a fucking strap. So this match did nothing for me. It did nothing for their story going into SummerSlam. Did nothing for the match going into SummerSlam. That is in 2 fucking weeks. It's just it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because this is probably the biggest match this company could do this year, and they just they're not going about it the way they should. I think they're trying to force it in because we got to sell SummerSlam tickets. This is a match that should have months and months and months of a fucking build. But no, we're getting the build in less than 3 weeks. It's ridiculous, chat. Ridiculous. Speaking of something that wasn't, I don't want to say ridiculous, but just wasn't my cup of tea. This is this is why I rated it a 7 out of 10 overall. That main event, quote unquote, segment with Jalen Brunson and Roman Reigns. If you are a Knicks fan, again, if you are in the building, of course you loved it. But what does this do for WWE storyline, or what does this do for the match between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins at SummerSlam? We're never going to see Halliburton and fucking Brunson wrestle in the ring. I'm sick of this company doing this shit in Madison Square Garden with Halliburton and Brunson. They're never going to wrestle. They're never going to be in a 2-on-2 celebrity match. It's not my cup of tea, and that's okay. this is what this was for. This was for the Knicks fans and the people at the Garden. I'm not gonna hate on that, but I when I sit here and say what does this do for story implications, you can't get mad at me and say that, oh, I'm just whatever, because this does nothing for their match. This does nothing for SummerSlam. This was, again, WWE catering for moments. WWE wanting the social media engagement from Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson in the ring, facing off with the two of WWE's biggest stars in Seth and Roman. This is all this was. This was for the New York crowd, and this was for the Garden. This did nothing to enhance WWE TV or for the people at home watching. But they got what they wanted. They got the NBA engagement. They got all of it. So, bravo. They did what they always do. They book for social media numbers and they don't book for meaningful, memorable, understandable television. And that's where the state of WWE is in 2026. Let's take it over to AEW Dynamite. Before we take it over to AEW Dynamite, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor of PGHChris TV. You guys know every week, G Fuel Energy, G Fuel. Make sure you guys use your promo code PGHChris to save yourself 30% off. I know in this ad you're about to hear it says 20, but it is 30% off for the time being. And make sure you guys go get yourself a tub. And I want you guys to hear from G Fuel. We will get back and we will talk a little bit about AEW Redemption. All right, quick timeout in today's video. I want to talk to you guys about our sponsor, G Fuel Energy. If you're anything like me, you're locked in for late nights, breaking down games, watching wrestling, gaming, or just grinding content and coffee isn't cutting it anymore, this is where G Fuel comes in. No sugar, no crash, just clean energy that keeps you focused on pregame all the way through overtime. Whether I'm live, recording, or locked in the slate of games, G Fuel keeps me going. They've got a ridiculous lineups of flavors, collaborations, and a whole other group of well-known content creators a part of the movement. So you're definitely going to find one that hits. This is legit energy for creators, gamers, and sports fans who don't slow down. Use promo code PGHChris when you check out. It saves you money and supports the channel, which you guys know I appreciate more than ever. Again, that's G Fuel Energy /PGHChris, or use my promo code PGHChris for 20% off checkout. Now, let's get back into the video. Again, use promo code PGHChris, save yourself 30% off for the time being, and support the people that support us. And I would appreciate, again, go to Buy Me a Coffee, PGHChris. All that will be linked in the description for more donations. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to AEW Redemption. I want to talk about that because I'm not excited for it. I don't care about AEW Redemption. I don't like them doing pay-per-views in between Forbidden Door and All In. There was no need for this. What's the point of it now that Kenny Omega is the AEW champion instead of getting his quote-unquote redemption inside Montreal in his home, in his backyard? And now we got last night, it was announced on, I guess, Collision. Because I saw it on social media during Saturday night's main event, where I see that Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley will be taking on the Young Bucks. For what? For what? Why? I'm telling you, Ospreay has to turn heel on Kenny Omega at the end of the match, at the end of the main event. This is the only reason why why is this match happening? I think they're setting up something between the Death Riders and the Elite. Maybe we see something from Hangman. But again, I hate that they pushed out the biggest heel in the business in MJF for the sicko fantasy match between Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. It is ridiculous. This is we have the WWE catering to the celebrities and the casuals, not even the casuals, the fucking the celebrities and the fucking high paying corporate people. This company in AEW caters to the sicko fan bases that want nothing but 5-star bangers. Who's the guy that's going to book for what's right in the wrestling business, what he thinks it's right for the wrestling business, and not just what, oh, I got to book for social media, or I got to book so executive Ari and this person's going to be happy today. This is what's wrong with pro wrestling in 2026. Nothing makes fucking sense. It's all catered to the wrong fucking dynamic. This match makes no sense. Dynamite was a disaster. And now we have Akira Shida defending her TBS title against Maya World, which, if you don't have Maya World win the TBS title and have her in a feud with Athena going into All In, Tony, excuse my language, I might get canceled for this, but this is my fucking platform and I will say whatever I want. You are retarded, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Khan. Don't be that. Because if you have a Maya World job to Akira Shida, you, my friend, need to get your fucking head examined. We got the Rainmaker returning in a no holds barred match versus Ciampa, a little fucking rematch of Beach Break we got last week. Eh. Um. Whatever. There was I don't know what's gonna happen at Redemption, guys. We'll do a more in depth preview on it on the Sports Jedi Network with my guy Hoss Knucklebrew, my other half of the Dynamite Bros. But there's nothing going on right now for Redemption. I mean, I don't want to see Kenny Omega versus Kevin Knight. What's the point of having this pay-per-view? In all honesty, nobody will know. It is what it is. Let's talk about our last subject here for the afternoon. Dark Side of the Ring had their final episode of TNA Wrestling on Tuesday. We did cover it on the Sports Jedi Network yesterday with Hoss and Kev, but I didn't get to make my video on it because just had a busy week getting prepared for some stuff. So I'm going to insert it into Sunday's Unfiltered Wrestling Talk. They just talked about, Jeff Jarrett's demons and his problems with alcohol. They play the video of him backstage at AAA and he was drunk with Vampiro and he had to like calm him down. And he almost had a Jeff Hardy Victory Road incident. They talked about Jeff Hardy in the Victory Road incident, Eric Bischoff. And I'm going to say this, it's like, that's Eric Bischoff's best move today is, in my opinion, is him going out there and calling off that Hardy and Sting match. It was a good watch. I think episode 2 is the better episode out of all the Dark Side of the Rings that they did on TNA for this, premiere first 3 episodes. If you guys were looking for a history lesson on TNA or the dark side of the history on TNA wrestling, you weren't getting that. You were getting the Dark Side of the Ring of Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Jarrett's history with TNA, his time with TNA, and everything kind of after that in between is not really relevant to here, which sucks because they could do an entire season of this just alone, but there's a lot of things missed from this, and it was, I loved that. Again, they talked about how they went into a little more with the storyline with Kurt and Karen and Jeff, where Karen says it was all a fucking storyline and they were all acting, which bravo to them, because I still would have believed to this day that all that was real. I mean, how could you not? It's more the realest storylines in pro wrestling history that I've witnessed, other than Matt Hardy and Lita. So this was good, and it talked about how he found himself in a good path. He's contributing to AEW. Um, it was it was just unfortunate with Hulk Hogan when Dixie brought Hulk and and Bischoff, and it was going to be a whole thing. Dixie just trusted the wrong people, and this is where her not telling her version of events, her not telling her version of what she says happened, it hurts. It ultimately hurts her and her look. And I understand if she doesn't want that negative PR from what she's doing now. But again, this is where her and Kurt Angle should have been a part of this documentary to get a more clear visual or more clear story of what happened. But that wasn't the way it happened. It is what it is. It was still a good series to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been it for Sunday Unfiltered Wrestling on PGHChris TV. Make sure you guys, again, go like, subscribe, follow us on all platforms, X, Instagram, YouTube, anything you could find, PGHChris TV and the Sports Jedi Media. Go subscribe, go like. We would appreciate it. We will see you guys next Sunday, and I'll see you guys this week for more videos. Peace.